Hello friends, so recently I took a trip to Antwerp, in Belgium, where I used to study abroad. I was there to visit a few old friends, and to brush up on my Dutch, which unfortunately I hadn't spoken in years. And so one of the friends that I connected with was Gert, who's a scientist, and specifically a researcher at a chemistry lab. So I asked him how his job was going, and I found his reply kind of confusing. He said, yeah, it's fun most of the time, but there are a lot of different projects I'm working on all at once. And so sometimes it gets pretty hectic, and there's a lot of gaas in the office. Wait, did he say gas? A lot of gas in the office? Well, that doesn't sound too pleasant. And whose gas is it anyway? Has someone been eating too many Brussels sprouts? He saw my confusion and clarified. Oh, sorry, not gaas, chaos. Ah, okay, pardon my confusion. A lot of chaos in the office. That makes more sense. The CH and the G sound so similar in Dutch that I guess I just got confused. Ha, it's funny you should mention that, he says, because you see, the word gas was actually born out of chaos. How so? Well, he explained, etymologically, the English word gas is derived from the Dutch word gaas. And that word, well, it didn't gradually evolve from some other language, but instead it was coined, specifically in 1648, in Ortus Medicinae, a work published posthumously, 4 years after the death of its author, Baptist van Helmont, a Flemish physician and chemist from Brussels. He had been doing some work in what is nowadays called pneumatic chemistry, that is, trying to understand the physical properties of what we today call gases, and how they relate to other elements. And he also discovered gases, so to speak. For example, he was the first to observe the presence of carbon dioxide in air by burning charcoal in a closed vessel and measuring the mass of the resulting ash. And the cool thing about discovering a new state of matter, even one that isn't really visible, but that you know exists, as Van Helmont had just figured out, is that you get to give it a name. And so he chose the name gas, or as he likely pronounced it, gaas, which he thought was a fitting name, because not only did gaas sound like chaos, but it also seemed pretty similar to it conceptually. The chaos he was thinking about was an ancient Greek word meaning chasm, or void, that logically enough is the ancestor of our word chaos. A few decades before Van Helmont's discovery, the Swiss physician Paracelsus had likened that ancient Greek word with air, and specifically the spirit that inhabited it, even though it wasn't visible. And spirit in Dutch was geest, so with that added spiritual connotation in mind, this word gaas, a modified form of the ancient Greek chaos, seemed to Van Helmont like a perfect word to describe the seemingly unordered and fluid vapors that didn't have a fixed shape, but that somehow still always managed to fill a room. And the name stuck, and was gradually adopted by scientists all over the world. And, centuries later, descendants of the word with various spellings are still used in hundreds of languages today to describe this omnipresent, sometimes visible and sometimes stinky substance that fills the air around us. And for our American friends watching this video, gas, together with ol, denoting oil, and the suffix "ine" may also be the ancestor of gasoline. Although, according to another theory, gasoline is instead a variant of castle, the name of the entrepreneur who first marketed it in the 1860s. So the jury's still out on which origin is correct. But when it comes to the origin of gas, well, it's pretty clear. Gas comes to us from Dutch, and specifically from Flemish, as proudly explained by my Flemish friend Gert, the chemist, who shared with me its fascinating origin story, which, for all you viewers, hopefully didn't just seem like a bunch of hot air. Thanks for watching.